Hello Frenzy, my name is Kate Shark and welcome back to my channel. Real quick, I want to address something from my previous Let's Play. So if you are still working on the Resident Evil playthrough and don't want to get spoiled, I will put a timer down here to where to jump to. So I'm going to give you a second. Here's the time to jump to. You made it? Okay. If you get spoiled at this point, it's your fault. And the game's, what, 30 years old? Anywho. So I went back and played, if you saw my Resident Evil playthrough and saw the ending, I went back and replayed in my own time, just because I didn't like the way it sat. So I went back, played again. I think I've gotten just about most of the endings. So you saw me find Chris and break him out and go. I did another one where I ended up saving Barry when I was fighting Lisa. He ended up dying later. At one playthrough, so it's just me and Chris again, and then a final playthrough where I was able to save both Chris and Barry, and we all got out and the thing exploded. So, if you want to see those, you can find the, I guess, different endings. I'm sure it's on YouTube somewhere, but I did go back and I actually played it and got the quote-unquote good ending. And I know I mentioned before saying something about trying to debate between Tomb Raider and Metal Gear Solid 3. And the thing is, there's only a few weeks left before June now, and with Prime Month coming up, I wanted to make sure I actually play those games at Pride Month, so I didn't want to get into something too long. Both those games I have a feeling would be long. One, I don't have the Tomb Raider remastered. It's a Tomb Raider Anniversary, which isn't the same thing. So I don't want to get into that, honestly. And I think I did try to play it once, and I did not like how the controls were. It just didn't feel right. Maybe I'll go back and try it later, but right now, it's not my priority. Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater, I do want to play, but I want to have a lot of time to focus on that because that is a long game, and I will get quite a few videos out of that. So I'll probably do that after Pride Month. So if that is something you want to see, definitely let me know. That'll give me a nice big thing to play between Pride Month and Horrorween. But for now, we are playing a little game called The Roottrees Are Dead. So, this is a game, it's been recommended to me several times through Steam, and it seemed, from the pictures I've seen, it looks kind of like Killer Frequency that I played a while back. And it was recommended because of things like Kathy Rain. It's an armchair detective type thing. I'm not going to waste more time. We're just going to go ahead and get into it. The mystery begins here. Now, the episodes might be a little long because I'm trying to get through this game and I want to make sure it's done before Pride Month. So, the episodes will probably be about 1.5 to 2 hours long, depending. Old computer noises. December 6, 1998. I was 11.
The plane that crashed last night just outside of Pittsburgh is now known to have been the private jet of the Roottrees Corporation. Local aviation authorities have speculated, based on the pilot's final communication, that the winter storm and heavy winds played a significant role in the crash. On board were multiple family members, including corporate president Carl Roottrees and his daughters, the Roottrees sisters,
my hair looks like.
best known for their fashion lines and modeling careers. There were no survivors. Again, for those of you just joining us, the Roottrees are dead.
Oh.
I know it's late, but I'm guessing you've seen the news. In addition to dealing with the grief, the Roottrees company's lawyers are scrambling. Everything's about to change. Anyone proven to be a blood relative is about to get much richer. I'm here to ensure everyone is accounted for. I've heard you're an expert at sorting out complicated family trees. A genealogy genie, as it were. I'm going to give you a quick test. Pass, and I can promise you the job of a lifetime.
Oh boy. Complete the family tree of the Roottrees sisters. Siblings are in birth order, oldest to youngest. Okay. Examine my evidence, search the internet for clues, fill in the names, fill in the occupations, fill in the photos. Sleuth. Okay. Unknown name. Okay, so someone is married, obviously the oldest. Evidence. Let's see how we go here. The person hired you gave you this photo with a note attached. This was taken during the shoot for the Roottrees sisters' Got Milk ad. I've tracked down a test photo from before they painted the fake mustaches on it, which I thought would be more appropriate considering the circumstances. The ad copy reads, you might recognize their faces from the magazine you're reading, or you might recognize their name from the candy bar you're eating. Being a Rootree is a full-time job, but so is growing up. That's why calcium found in milk is so important. Plus, you can't make chocolate without it. Okay. Why did... And let's see. The list provided to you by the mysterious person who showed up at your door. You'll need it to fill out for a question mark. Okay. Whoo-wee. Okay, that's just all that. Okay, so. Welcome text. What's this? Welcome to the Information Superhighway. Thanks for purchasing a new Cashew PC. Your PC is equipped with a 56K modem, which is fast enough to access any site on the World Wide Web, even those with high-resolution images. If you find anything interesting, be sure to print it out with your included high-end color laser printer or burn a music CD to listen to later. If you want to revisit a search result, be sure to use Netscape Explorer's new history feature. Happy surfing, and remember, Cashew PCs are delicious. Cashew PCs are inedible. Do not try to eat your computer. The sad thing is, someone will try. I remember when it sounded like that getting on the internet. I hope it's not like this every time I have to get on the internet. Spider search, disconnect. Oh my god. Okay. Pro tip, you can create notes quickly by highlighting the text with your mouse. Okay. I guess I don't have a history. So, the Roottrees. These results about the plans. Carl Rootree, who was president of the Rootree, and his daughters are also known as the Rootree sisters and have been famous from a very early age. Okay. So, let's see here. What's this? The Notorious Montjoys. Okay. Mystery Comics, Tales of Suspense. Interesting. What's over here? That's my desk. Okay, home. Let's see something here. What's this? Page titles can be renamed to make it easier. Family reminders. Siblings are often returned as brothers and sisters. Duh. Cousins, second cousins. Oh god, we're getting into that. American school terms. Okay, I know all this because I am American. At least half. Let's see what else we got. What's over here? 703. I can hear that computer. Family Doku. Alphabet. Okay. So let's go here. Let's try Carl. Whoops. Tree. His wife Brenda and their daughters, Rootree sisters. The president of the Rootree Candy Company, Root, Rootree Candy. It would be wise to repeat this search. Okay, so, wait a minute, where am I? I don't know who's who, so where's my... Fill in the names. We don't have the names yet. But, where's my... Got Milk picture. This picture... Wait a minute, wait a minute. Hang on a minute. Can I... Gotta fill in the names, fill in the occupations. Okay, hold on a minute, wait a minute. Teenager, Okay. Oldest is... Hold on, I had a pen and paper, and... Which is what I need, but that's okay. Shit. One of these days I'll be smart and actually have a like a dry erase board that I can, there's a pen right here in front of me. I'll get a dry erase board so I can write it and then immediately erase it once I'm done, and then I'm not taking up more clutter. One of these days, I'll figure it out. Okay, so I need a piece of paper, which I don't, here we go. This'll work. Okay. Raina, as well, I'm guessing that's what that's supposed to be. Okay. So let me, Raina, married to TMS, Riley, smart, Rose. Why the hell do they spell it like that? Middle. So Riley is obviously the baby. It's rich because they're da-da-da-da. Carl is the dad. And Brenda is the mom. They do the modeling for the brand Roots. Okay, so they're all models, right? Model for Roots. Okay, and then Root fashion lines. Okay, so let's go back here. I've got an idea. Ooh, okay, so wait. They said Riley does the plaid, right? Okay, so hold on a minute. This one, the oldest, is Raina? Okay, and then middle is, whoops, Rose. Can I spell today? Jesus Christ. Rose is the middle, so let's do middle. Middle is Rose, right? No. Okay. Rose is the middle, so Riley is the youngest. Okay. Wait, they all have the RH. Why? I don't know. Okay, so there's that one. So why isn't Rose coming up? Let me go back to my computer. But Riley is a smart one. Rose is a middle child like me. You might think that... Riley... Okay, ears pierced. So Rose has pierced ears. And... dressed in plaid. Okay. Plaid. Okay. Okay, so... I'm guessing Riley would be this one, because she dresses in plaid. Who's got pierced ears? Okay, that one has pierced ears, right? Middle? Where's Rose? That's weird. If someone isn't your employer provided doing a deeper dive, I'm just gonna enter that. Tree Riley. So that means this one has to be her. Okay, so she's TMS, whoever that is. Married, but I know. Okay, oldest to youngest, right? Okay, fill in the photos. Got that. Fill in the names. We've got 2 of the names, and then the occupations. I'm guessing model? Are they all models? It's not saying. There we go. Okay. Okay, so it says fill in the occupation. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go back. It says if you highlight stuff, so we'll hold on. Highlight. Okay. Oh, I can actually type notes so I don't need to write them out because... Which is what I should probably do so that way you all know. Okay, so hang on a minute. Okay, so let's do this. Page 1. Well, we know that, because I already have that. I got married to TMS. So, let's go back to the spider search. Okay, let's go back to TMS. Tommy Mark Sheridan. Okay. As Thomas Sheridan. His relationship after short engagement in the married 19 and similarly she was 19 and he was 23. Okay. So it's supposed to be like Jonathan Taylor Thomas, because that was very popular when I was a kid. So, Tommy Mark Sheridan. TMS. Okay, so let's go. He's an actor. Brother Trouble. So let me go here. Let's see, Tommy. There we go. Thomas Sheridan. There we go. So we got that. Fill in the names. Got that, got that, got that. So, wait a minute. This one's gotta be... Where's... God damn it. Go... So let's go back here. So let's do this. Let's look up... Rose... Rouge. God, I keep... It's not the most popular... It's not... Most of the time they're lumped together as the Roottrees sisters. Unfortunately, results for Rose by herself don't lead to anything different than when we were searching for the sisters. Okay. It's not as popular. Okay, so... We got that. So, let's look up... Raina, and then who's the other one? Riley. Okay, so there's really not that much. It just says Rose is just not the... Okay. Cool, 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 cool. So can I fill this in? Why... Well, I've got... Why isn't she coming up? Can I just enter it? Like, I know who it is. Rose Roottries. Okay. Rose is the middle child like me. So yeah, that's it. Let's try, auction for a black vintage dress. Brenda started designing clothes for Root. White and gold dress itself doesn't seem relevant to your search. Okay. Let's see what happens. Fashion. Clothes for children from tailors. Although their website is down, likely due to increase if you find countless retail sites. Look, now you can be like Riley, Rose, or Raina. Okay. So let's highlight that. You also come across, let's see, 2 catalogs, and Raina appeared on almost all of them. There's only one. Seems that Brenda, the Roottrees sister's mother, head designer, on one cover holding her daughter Rose. Okay. Seems that. It's the only time daughter was ever listed in the birth by her birth name. Okay. So she's Rose is a nickname. Her real name is Carly. That makes sense. Okay. So Carly equals Rose. Save note. That way we've got that. Okay. So this one, let's close that out. This one is, I did see that on there. Carly. Bingo. Select the following option. Sheridan Thomas. Booyah. Okay, so I don't even need to find him, but we did.
Sorry to test you, but I had to be sure you could use the internet. Some
Well,
folks refuse to get with the times. Safe to say, you're hired.
to be fair, in 1998, the internet was very new.
The reward for untangling the family tree is substantial. Life-changing, even.
Uh-huh.
But here's the catch.
Oh.
The Roottrees go way, way back. The family tree's a bit daunting. Most people freak out the first time they see the whole thing. But I'm sure you'll be fine. The man who started it was particular about whom he considered family. For your purposes, you only need his direct blood relatives. Anyone related only by marriage is optional, but filling them in can lead to useful discoveries.
Okay.
Lastly, you now have access to some unique websites, plus a list of notable Roottrees.
Okay.
Notable people are easy to find via your search engine, and marked with stars on the family tree.
Okay.
I'm off for now. Carl Roottree had a lot in his office. I'll look for anything useful. I'll return once you identify 6 more blood relatives.
Okay. You have to remember, back then, things like... What?
Sorry, one last thing. This might sound odd, but if anyone else claiming to represent the Roottrees reaches out, I'd appreciate you not mentioning I was here. Thank you, and good luck.
Okay. So, got that. Interesting. Sleuth. Okay. Roottrees Candy Company. Every time you get 3 additional brothers in the family tree company correct, name, occupation, portrait, they will be locked in. All non-blood relatives and small portraits are optional, but placing them in the tree helps remove extra names and photos. Okay. That I don't have yet. So let's go here. So obviously, this has to be Carl, right? Well, it could be either way. Hold on a minute. It's gotta be Carl Roottrees right here. It's gotta be, because they're the... So, hold on a minute. You don't have any portraits. Hang on. Carl. CEO, right? So then we've got... Brenda, right? Wait. Was it Brenda White? It's gotta be, because that's the only Brenda we've got. So Brenda White, once they'll be added with bonus photos. So it's gotta be them. Hold on a minute, let me find this. Carl. Oh god. If you don't spell it right. December 6, 1998. Carl, Brenda, the Roottrees sisters, and other employees is in shock. Carl was, let's see, some comments, one of them seems relevant to your search. Like his great-grandfather before him. Okay, Watchman of the Year. So we have that. Carl. Okay, so what else have I got? We got that. Let's see what else we got. Oh, here we go. 5 pieces. Creator had 5 children. It's not the same as back then. Okay, hang on a minute. Blue, bad blue, cool chocolate, awesome apple, power plum, blah 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 blah. There's 5 layers because the original owner had 5 kids. Radical new flavors. What even is an elderberry anyway? Okay, just a second. Carl, Elias, and Gwyneth. Win, red, easy to find online. Okay. Why did I do that? So, Miracle Jr. News alert. The Roottrees sisters and blah, 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 blah. Okay. So, book. What's this? The higher the number, the more there is to find. Oh, shit. Okay. There's 11. That elderberry. 1920s. Okay. Let me go home. Let's see. Can I go back here? I don't have anything of that. Show photo items. Let's go back to the computer. Carl. That was December 6th. So who else am I looking for? That's not what I wanted. So, Carl, Elias, and Gwyneth. Elias. Founder and first president of the Roottrees Candy Company. Find what is essentially a propaganda site about him created by the Roottrees Candy Company. At the top, there's a picture of him and his wife, Gwyneth. That picture's been added to your evidence. So it's a biography section. Elias is credited for inventing 5 pieces of a popular maple candy. Before that, the farm he inherited by marrying his wife only produced syrup. After the 5 pieces, Elias spent his time blah 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 blah. Blood is thicker than syrup, and that any child linked by blood to me shall be linked by blood to my legacy. The site, da da da. Family man, the Roottrees legacy. Okay. Bess Williams bias is a mess. Below that, there's like his great grandson Carl. Okay. So. Oops. Help by his. Okay. So. Elias is Carl's great grandfather. Okay. So, let me do this. Where's my thing? Okay. So if that's Carl, so that'd be his father, his grandfather, and his great-grandfather. Hold on a minute. I've got another, don't I? Hang on. They said, there we go. Elias and Gwyneth. So we have that. Awesome. That's Elias, and that's Gwyneth, which we kind of knew. So, where's my info here? So, Elias Roottrees was the founder and first president. A farm. Okay. So we know Elias Roottrees and Gwyneth Anderson, I'm guessing. Unknown occupation. He was found. I guess he was CEO too, would technically be right? And then farmer? Was that right? It's gotta be. Elias and Gwyneth. Okay. So they had 5 children, right? And it was based on the 5 flavors of... Wait. Yeah, they are. Okay. After they founded. Okay, so we found that, right? So we're technically right. Gwyneth? The first Anderson Maple Farm. Okay. Photo was added to your evidence before my... Okay. She has no brothers. So is also as to inherit the Maple Farm. So long as she married. Okay. Before the farm produced syrup. Gwyneth would have used as a housewife. Maybe it would be housewife. Well, let me go here. Let's do this. I'll bet that's what the problem is. I'll bet it's because he would have been a farmer, and then she would have been a housewife. Right? Maybe. Farmer, let's see. Let's say farmer. Because he would have inherited the farm, which would have been right. And housewife. Okay. Because she inherited the farm. But we've got that at least. Let's see if I'm missing anything. I don't think I am. 5 pieces. So. Because they had 5 kids. Maybe that's why the kids still love them. Okay. Power plum, so strawberry, cool chocolate, bad blue raspberry, awesome apple. And they're all maple leaves. Okay. Okay. What's it called? 5 pieces. Five pieces. You learn that 5 pieces of the iconic candy still by Roottrees. Although they are no longer the company's only popular product, they still well to this day. Although they usually have one flavor that looks like a berry. History of print advertising. Which links are broken. Okay, so let's look up this. Let's do search periodicals. Search. 5 whoops, pieces. Be sure to have the correct, oh, for God's sakes, back. Okay, so we'll have to come back to that and look. And there's also a history website that claims to have 5 pieces ever. This. Okay. Let's see what else we got. God damn it. That has to be their easy to find online. So let's look up how you spell it, because they spell all their stuff weird. Gwen. Oh yeah, available on VHS. An actress who was active in the 1950s. Biggest role was guys like Us. She left Hollywood after the flop of Christmas Mission. There's a widely circulated of Gwen from behind on to which you've added to evidence. Gwen was the granddaughter of Elias Roottrees. The granddaughter of Elias Roottrees, the founder of the Roottrees. She shouldn't have been named Roottrees, but her father took her mother's famous name, which was quite rare in those days. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so we're going to highlight that, and then we're going to know. So, highlight. I probably need to organize these a bit better. But we've got it. Okay. So. It's the granddaughter. Okay, so her mother is the one. Let's see. Oh, I just got to think of the public library. Okay, so we've got Gwen. Who else do we have? That's Gwen. Gwen Roottrees. Okay, so let me see what we've got here with a star. She's got a star on her. She's a granddaughter, right? That's gotta be her. So it's one of these two. Okay, so it's one of these is Gwen. I didn't say anything about... Who else have we got? Not what I wanted. Who's this list? Let's look up Jim. James Roottrees is a singer who sings in the duo Jim and Diamond with his wife Diamond LaRue. The duo, according to many sources you find, is considered a one-hit wonder due to the song Rollin' On Down to the City. It is now in your home as well. Although Jim writes the majority of songs, plays guitar, and often sings, Diamond is considered by fans one of the band's leader. Okay. Cherry Tree. Jim has become a bit of a recluse and hasn't made a public appearance. Okay. Let's highlight. Let's look up Jim and Diamond. It's the same thing. Okay. We don't want to delete it. Let's look up. Okay, so that's James and Diamond. Jim and Diamond. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. All these are that's why you never heard them before. The image from an auction for a sealed copy. The sticker says, "Only the great grandson make disco this sweet." Vocals by Jim and Diamond LaRue. Jim Roottrees is on the notable Roottrees list. Okay. Rollin' down to Saturday night, and you're quite a sight. The world might be burning, but I'm feeling right. Making ends meet to pay rent and eat. We can't afford gas, so we skate in the street. Wow. How apt. The guys all rush to say that I'm pretty. Ladies blush and find me so witty. They're out of luck tonight. What a pity. We're rollin' on down to the city. Our wheels we glide with you by my side. Inflation is rising, but so is our pride. They fight overseas, but we'd rather. We pick our own fate. Make love, not hate. They fight overseas, but we'd rather skate. Very apt. The guys all rush to say. Oh, it's this time. Politicians at large are all hopeless. The bankers in charge are all clowns, but parties sell better than protests. So signs up while we boogie down, 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 down. Okay, interesting. Does it?
We're rolling on down to the city.
I did all that when I could have just. Okay, it is a bop. I'll give him that.
Saturday night, and you're quite a sight. The world might be burning, but I'm feeling right. Making ends meet to pay rent and eat. We can't afford gas, so we skate in the streets. Guys all rush to say that I'm pretty. Ladies blush and find me so witty. They're out of luck tonight, what a pity. We're rolling on down to the city.
Okay.
On wheels we glide with you by my side. Inflation is rising, and so is our pride. Pick our own fate.
Court jester.
Not hate. They fight overseas, but we'd rather skate. Guys all rush to say that I'm pretty.
Okay, hold on a minute.
Ladies blush and find me so witty. They're out of luck tonight, what a pity. We're rolling on down to the city.
Okay, so let's do that. Let's
Politicians at large are hopeless. who's in charge are all clowns. The party's so better than protest.
Can I rename these? I thought we could.
Down, 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 down. Guys all rush to say that I'm pretty. Ladies blush and find me so witty. They're out of luck tonight, what a pity. We're rolling, rolling, rolling on down to the city.
Interesting. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put. Whoops. Let's do this. I want to reorder, don't I? Reorder notes. You can also drop notes on other pages. Okay, so I'm gonna do one that's just for the company. Root. Also root. Carly equals Rose. Let's do. Oh, here we go. Here we go. This is how you change it. Duh. Okay. Let's do. Root. Sisters. Okay, do that one. This one will be. Parents. Oh no. We'll just do this so we have it. Okay, then we'll do. Parents. Okay, so we have that. Let's see, what's this? Let's do... Roottrees sisters. Let's welcome... Let's look here. So Tommy, let's see. That's the parents. Carly equals Rose. Okay, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. So that's, wait, that's not, we'll do that up here. So we'll do... Okay. We have that for now. Who else are we looking for? Close this off. Got that, got that. Let's look up, let's look up. It's the same thing. Okay. Shoot, I should have saved that. Hang on a minute. Oh, for God's sakes. Okay. Can I want to see something here. Lauren Rafferty. Ah, shit. It says Lauren, a few romance, her married name. Let's try romance in court. Doesn't make sense. Romance in court. Maybe that's what. Bingo. Author Blur mentions she had inspiration from one of her brother Clancy's. Okay. So let's highlight that. So Clancy. So that didn't even pop up. Lauren has a brother, Clancy. What else was there? A life between wars. Okay. See, this book is occasionally taught in schools. Oh, you can find a hardcover edition for students that has a full page of high-quality pictures in it. Awesome. A summary of the contents of the book, photos, as well as some particularly relevant entries of the diary have been added to your evidence. Awesome. Okay. So Lauren's got a bit. Wonder... Oh, I searched backwards. That's what I've been doing a lot lately, but... Okay, so let's look here. 5 pieces. Okay. That's him on the left. So, him on the left. So that's gotta be... Angie and I both wanted him to be in the photo, since Miracle was in it, and the 3 of us were all about the same age. We were told only the 5 pieces, which really didn't go over well, to say the least. Eventually, I suppose to stop the tantrums, they posed us in front of the camera with Mr. Modern, who was there with Aunt Gwendolyn. I found out years later they never took a second photo. Interesting. Okay. Lauren's diary contains some labor pictures. This is the 5 pieces. Pop. So, that's him on the left. Eli Jr. So this is the 5 pieces. So these are the 5 children, right? And Miracle posed in front of the camera with Mr. Modern. So it's gotta be... That's gotta be Mr. Modern, whoever that is. Who was there with Aunt Gwendolyn. Well, he's on the left. I'm guessing this is the left. I don't know. We'll come back to... Someone's back there, too. That looks like something. Hang on a minute. Wait, was that the same... What was about his 5 children? So, hang on a second. Let me look at this. Life Between Wars, Excerpts from Diaries of a Roottrees. Lauren Roottrees. Okay. Oh, goodness. We're going to have to really go through stuff. This is going to be a bit intense, and I do apologize. Okay, so we're going to have to go through here. 65. Her husband, Jacob. So that's Jacob Rafferty. She was the granddaughter. Okay. Her mother's family was called the Cossels, but she hardly ever mentions them. Her father, who she always refers to as Pop, was the head lawyer for the Roottrees Candy Company and helped write a legal document called the Lanced Trust. Okay. Gwen, who is a notable Roottrees list. It seems everyone has something to complain about. Gwen is an only child. Okay, so Gwen is an only child. Cool. Highlight that. So, hold on a minute. Gwen. She's the actress, right? Hold on. Gwen Roottrees. Okay, so she's an only child. So we do know that. Cool. So whoever has the one that only had 1 kid. So there's 2 with only 1 kid, but she's notable, so she's got a star. So it's gotta be this one. It's gotta be Gwen. Gwen Roottrees. Actor. Okay, so we do know that. Am I getting this wrong somehow? Gwen was the only child, right? There's only one that's another one that's got an only child, but we don't know. Okay, it's on the notable. She will be marked with a chart with a star. We do have that, so we do know that a bit. Okay. Okay, let's see. Wait a minute. Complained of loneliness. I told her that being expected to watch after 3 younger brothers didn't feel like a blessing. Gwen is complained of loneliness. During the summer where I went to stay with her and Aunt Margot, I hoped she would be the sister I never had and that I'd be able to do the same for her. I even tried to dye my hair blonde to fit in with the 2 of them. What a mess. But she just complained to her I was the lucky cousin. Stuck here with Clark. Who is this? From Lauren. Okay, so Lauren... Okay. Her and Aunt Margot. I hope she would be the sister. So, okay. So Lauren and Gwen are cousins, right? Lauren and Gwen are cousins, and Lauren had 3 brothers. So I'm guessing this is Lauren. This has to be Lauren. Hold on a minute. Author. This has to be... Let's see if I can find it. Hold on a minute. Lauren Roottrees. Okay. Lauren Roottrees, author. So hang on a minute. Lauren Roottrees. It's gotta be her. That's gotta be Lauren. And that's her husband. I hope... She had 3 brothers, so yeah. Tried to dye her hair blonde. Stuck here with Clark. I must admit seeing her... Let's see. She's the first Roottrees woman other than a housewife. And I am jealous. If I were not a single mother, could I make my own way in this world? So they have a son, Clark. This is Lauren's, right? Complaints from Lauren Roottrees' diary. Okay. I now see what stepped down as president, and to me, I wish I'd have... Clancy told me... Granddad was furious none of his sons would take over as president, but that's what he gets for holding on to it for so long. Nobody's got time for can't step up. It came down to the next gens. La 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 la. Okay, so we're gonna have to come back to that, right? So, hang on a minute. Clark's getting married, and in my opinion, far too young. He's barely 18, for God's sakes, and Danielle isn't much older, but openly confronting them would make me a hypocrite. After all, Jacob and I got married at 16. Clark, like the rest of his children, is a free spirit. Maybe I'm just getting old. Swashbuckle my heart. Okay, so Jacob... Okay. Jacob Rafferty. Okay, so we got that. Hold on. Oh, cool. 3 out of 50 blood relatives. All have been unlocked. Spells. Brenda White. Rafferty Jacob. Okay. So is that... It's gotta be right, though. Okay. So, we got those at least. So we do know that. Okay, so then she has who? Zach... Wait a minute. Hold on a minute. Carl. So it'd have to be Carl Rafferty, right? No. Clark's getting Clark. Okay, so hang on a minute. So her son, right? Clark Rafferty. Don't know that. He married who? Hold on a minute. Where am I? Danielle isn't much older. Free Spirit. Carl. Clancy to send him to the academy. So I'm guessing Clancy is Carl's dad. So that's my guess. Maybe I'm just getting old. To bring home someone who would be illegal to marry if we lived anywhere else south of Pennsylvania. Pop seems to have gotten over it because Edward is to take over the apartment once he retires. Okay. Clark and I are even my cousins. Okay. Free spirits. So Clark, Danielle. Okay. What am I missing? So we know Jim Roottrees, because that's what's his face, and Miracle Jr. Okay, so hang on a second. So Clark Rafferty, let's see. It has to be Daniel Franks, I'm guessing. We'll come back to that here in a minute. Okay, so if that's Carl, he's got to be Clark. Because... Wait a minute, no, I'm wrong. Clancy, excuse me. Let's go back to the tree. So, is it Clancy? Ooh, we've got two. Shit. Well, it's got to be Clancy Jr., right? Let's try Clancy, see what happens. Hang on a minute. Let's see what we got here. The next generation. For time's sake, we gathered to the warehouse floor. I wanted Eli to stand all the way on the left, since to me he looked a bit like Pop did in the old one. But I was outvoted by my brothers. They insisted the four of us stand together, and so we clumped up in the middle and let everyone filter in behind and in front of us. The only one to make a good appearance was Gwen. Grandma insisted we include Sam, even if we didn't want to. None of us understood why, including Sam. So I didn't think it was fair that Miracle made it in, since he's technically a 5-piece. I also didn't think it was fair Miracle made it. Didn't think it fair. Guess my soul was encouraged after all these years. Okay. So we've got to look at that. It looks so much like Pop in the other one. If I could hold them side by side, I guess he wouldn't be all the way. That has to be him, right? Who's Miracle? Miracle. Pop. Okay, Pop had it frank. Pop is that one on the left. So, who's Pop? 1, 2, 3. Hold on. Who's her Pop? Hang on. Okay, so Clark alone. Laura never remarried and only had one child. By skimming the pages, diary. Granddaughter. Castles. She's the granddaughter of Elias and Gwyneth on her father's side. Her father referred to as Pop. He was the head lawyer, Clance Trust. It's clear from the contracts of internal shorthand names. Isn't often. Lauren's father. The next generation is Lauren's and the Free Spirits generation after Lauren's, including her son. Okay. So that's the Free Spirits, next generation, and then the first generation. So her Pop is whom? Lawyer for the kid. Okay. Okay, so her dad, hold on a minute, her dad was a lawyer, so we do know that. Come on, I know that. Okay, so we do know that. Let's see, Cosell? It's got to be that. So her dad is whom? Because they didn't say, it just said Pop, right? So we do know that. We got something there. So she's got 3 brothers. The whole family tree. It has 2 names that must be typed in manually. Okay. Well, Clancy Jr.'s gotta be... Maybe I'm wrong. Don't forget, family trees use surnames from birth, even if the person changed their last name after marriage. Always use the person's most recent occupation. Oh. Well, no, that's gotta be right. Okay, so he was a lawyer. Gwen Roottrees, so hang on a minute. Okay, she was an only child. We know that one. Same as back then. Carl, Elias, and Gwyneth were the originals. Miracle Jr. Okay, so hang on a minute. So that's her husband, right? Sam. From Lauren's, let's see. That Elias Ritchie had given in to his wife and announced that Sam, an obscure relative, was to be included in the family gatherings. Gwyneth had been publishing to include Sam for quite some time. Why Sam? I have many distant relatives never met. After all, Granny had sisters and Granddad had a brother or 2. I was told trim their branches from the family trees, so why is Sam special? Nothing adds up, and I'm the only one to realize. Okay. Gwen's in Paris, but the rest of us, including Miracle's boys, spent ages trying to unravel the mystery. I didn't recognize Sam at Uncle Junior's wedding to Patsy that year. At the reception, when I asked who Sam was, Pop shushed me and said it was complicated. Clancy swore he saw Sam working alongside the farmhands, E.C. and John. Eli, Miracle's youngest, not my brother. Okay, so Miracle even chimed in. Especially who was the one who blood is thicker than syrup. Why is Granddad making an exception now? Clark's getting married. Maybe I'm just getting old. Okay, hold on a minute. Swashbuckle my heart. Zach is a cousin. Not a bad present after all. His sisters seem to be doing a good job raising her twins. Gwen is Gwen, but at least she came out of the divorce with her head held high. She even told us she might come home next year so we can meet her kids. But the free spirits, and they'd all end up on the streets, even Clark. Okay. Let's look up Swashbuckle My Heart. Swashbuckle My Heart. Let me see if I can copy this, because I want to look at something. Public library. Haha. Free. Re-released as X marks the spot. So let's see here. X marks the spot. Let's see if it'll do. Bingo. According to the back of the book, A Buried Treasure by Lauren Roottrees from the author of the Court series. Next book, Revisiting the Diary 10 years later. Okay. Bingo. Okay. Unlike the original diary, it contains no pictures, but has many new passages that reflect her thoughts of the years. Though it's 10 years later. One major event happened between releases that changed Lauren's outlook on certain subjects. The death of Elias, a summary, and the follow. Okay, so we got some good stuff. Okay, revisiting the diary. Interesting. What's with Sam? She had been told her parents died. Apparently, Sam was the illegitimate daughter of Elias Jr. and Patricia Christensen. Okay. And Eli Jr. harbored a secret romance at age 16. She became pregnant, and after birth, her father refused to let her see Eli Jr. ever again. Her baby Samantha, Sam was a girl, was sent to the Roottrees. Elias hid her away with the local farmhand known as EC. Okay. Elias should have decided, even though she was not part of the clan's trust, he wanted to include her in the family affairs. That was what led to Lauren's initial entry entitled Sam. Okay. Truth. Sam was a Rootree. With Sam might have been the sister figure. Gwen never was. Ernie and the kids are lucky to have her, and her children seem eager to help with the family. Ernie Jr. has been learning the day-to-day from Zach. Okay. Sam's a spitting image of Patsy with her jet black hair and green eyes. She doesn't have the thick glasses Patsy did, of course, but I guess that skips a generation. Her children have that covered. Samantha Rootree. Okay, so her mom Patsy has glasses. I'll come back to this here in a minute. So let me look at something here. Patsy's illegitimate, yes? That's gotta be Sam, right? Because they said Sam had jet black hair and green eyes. Okay, that's Sam. Which one's Miracle? Let's look at this here for a second. She was dirty and did not have a pretty dress. La, 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 la. I'm trying to go through this quick so I'm not reading it all out loud. I'm kind of just skimming through. I saw Eli in town. No, sure, I lost Jacob and when divorced Wild Bill just before she had her second. It's due to lack of a real father. Wait a minute. Clark got remarried? Oh. Her son Clark. So Clark remarried. He's Clark and... I'm trying to... I suspect he's married Jane to keep her from running out on the band. Without her, he'd be the third wheel. I mean, thanks for each honor the last. His father and Grandma Gwyneth's father were named Edward and Clancy. Grandma Gwyneth's father were named Edward and Clancy. However, so who was Elias's mother? There's no female equivalent of Junior. I remember once for Edward Clancy Rootree, I had to break the news. They got my father's name backward. Clancy Edward Rootree is... okay. Clancy Edward Rootree is Lauren Rootree's dad. Okay. So where are we? Lauren? So it's... Wait a minute. It's... Edward Rootree. So it's... So, okay. We got that. Clancy Jr. Right? It has to be right. So that's Pop? Right? Him on the left? I think I've got it. That's got to be right. I'm pretty sure. Hold on. Let me double check. I once got served on mail for an Edward Clancy Rootree. I had to break the news. I got my father's name backwards. So it's Clancy Edward. So hang on a minute. Let me go back here. Clancy Edward Rootree. That's got to be right. Because it was Edward Clancy, right? Where am I? Yeah, so it'd be Clancy Edward Rootree. I had to break the news. They got my father's name backwards. It's Clancy Edward. Okay, so Clancy Edward. So then Clancy Jr. would have to be a brother. And Clancy... I'm thinking I'm right here. We're getting there. We're getting there. Okay. So someone got married twice, right? We don't know that. Okay. So Gwen was Wild Bill, but they split up. Hold on. I said Wild Bill. Hang on a minute. So who was They split up. Okay. Let's go back here. Apparently, the first thing that we should find is she knows it's about anger. Da 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 da. I got angry when I met a girl who I did not like. She was dirty and didn't have a pretty dress. Me and Pop walked home. I told her he was my Pop. She pushed me. I got angry and I said to treat her nice. Then she said, "Your Pop is my dad." She screamed it loud in my ear. She was lying to me, and lying is not a nice thing, so I pushed her too. Then I got in trouble, and then Pop took her away. He told me, "Don't worry, I'm glad she is gone." Huh. Okay. Elias, and during the... it was read aloud, Samantha. Although Sam and her children were not meant to receive monetary, he had a stipulation. Okay. Elias Jr. and Patricia Christensen. Okay. So hang on a minute. This has to be Elias Jr., yeah? Elias... Her father refused to let her see Eli Jr. again. Her baby Samantha was sent to the Roottrees. Patsy. Laura mentioned the winning their first diary without knowing Patsy's history. Eli Jr. had never taken another lover. Lauren... This, well, Patsy and Elias decided Sam should have been a Roottree in the first... Clear the family's affairs. That was what led to Lauren's... Okay. Let's see. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Ernie and the kids are lucky to have her. Gwyneth has the green thumb of her mother and her adopted grandfather. Jet black hair and green eyes. She doesn't have thick glasses. Patsy did, of course, but I guess it's hard to explain. Zach became president. Uncle Junior or Patsy for abandoning her life. If I were her, I might not forget them either. Okay. Clark's gotten married again. No Rootree has ever remarried. Charles, Jacob, and Gwen divorced Wild Bill just before she got her second. Not even I can blame him. I've seen what he gets up to in Starlet. Let's see something here. Let's see. Wild Bill was mentioned many times throughout the magazine's lifespan, with stories and gossip about who he was and da-da-da. Walter Forsythe. Talking about Gwen Ritchie and Apollo. Actually taken her. Did friend a favor. She was directed. La 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 la. Was due to multiple affairs, including one with another actress, an American reader. Wild Bill. Not long after Gwen out, she was divorced from Wild Bill, and she was pregnant again, giving the more credibility. Well, okay. So what did I pull up? Nothing. Okay. So let's look. Walter Forsythe. Let's look that up. It's listed as the rookie on the gang. There's no one for Walter Forsythe. Let's see. Wild Bill Williams. Okay. Then I have search is broken. Let's see. She's married 4 different times to 4 different actresses. Marilyn Monroe at a party. Paris, France, he returned there often. That's interesting. Okay, so let's see here. Where's my thing? Walter Forsythe. Okay, so we did know that. What's this? What is this offhand one? Maybe another picture of her? Because she's got to be in one of these. That can't be her. Aunt Gwendolyn. Okay, so if that's Pop, so attempt to Eli to stand all the way on the left, but I was outvoted by my brothers. 4 of us stand together. So these, okay, so hold on a minute. The 4 stand together, right? So these 4 stand together, and so Eli looks like Pop. In the middle, and everyone filtering behind and in front of us. Only one was Gwen. That's gotta be Gwen then. Let me look at something here. So this has to be Gwen too, if I'm right. Did she? Maybe? Did she dye her hair again? Okay. So there's gotta be an Eli somewhere, because he looked like Pop. Hang on. That's Eli, so that's gotta be... That's them and the 4 brothers. Who's who, I don't know. Grandma insisted we include Sam, even... So, Sam is this one. Miracle made it in. Miracle's gotta be a boy. So, someone's... Unless that's Gwen. Okay, so this has to be Miracle Jr. Whoever Miracle is. So let me look here. Clergy Watch. Huh. His wife Edith, since he shortened it. Miracle doesn't go by his full name. So we gotta find out who Miracle Jr. is, right? Where's my list? Let's look up a red Roottrees. Let's see if we can find anything with that. Aloysius Herring Roottrees, aka Red, was an appointed judge and politician who earned his nickname ironically because he was the ambassador for Ireland for only about 6 days. He served what people contended as the shortest term in history. A few days after he was appointed, he was heard disparaging his position and the Irish people. He then tried to run for state senate. He claimed to be related to the Roottrees Candy Company in a newspaper ad, but it came out that the last name was merely a coincidence, and that he was defeated in a landslide. Let's look. In a newspaper ad. Okay, so we don't have the right name. That's okay. Hold on a minute. Miracle Network. Miracle. Let's look up this one. Let's look up this. Oh, wait a minute. There we go. Miracle Roottrees. His late mother's life that Dr. Sorky wouldn't survive in his first year. His mother and father, Elias and Gwyneth, named him Miracle because they thought him impossible. He was younger than his brothers and sisters by over 14 years. Got it. With the birth, the function was nearly torn apart by countless health problems, but still, with the power of God. Okay, so he's young. Miracle arrived, second vessel, at 18, and burned himself from the Roottrees name and took his father's testimony to a whole new level. Huh. Okay. Miracle Roottrees estate. Help if I can spell. Okay, so let's go over here and look. Where are we? Aha! Okay. Miracle III and his wife Nicole. Summer of 96. 3 generations of miracles. Okay, so I've got something here. Wait a minute. So he's gotta be... So if he's Miracle, so that's Miracle, and then that's gotta be Miracle Jr. So he's gotta be the third, or the third Miracle, right? So he's the youngest of them, right? And I'm betting money that's his son. Wait a minute here. Yeah, because, wait a minute. So, wait a minute. Miracle. Okay, so Miracle's... Wait a minute, wait a minute. One of them... Let's... I gotta be wrong here. Okay. Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. I'm wrong. Because if this is 98, they've got to be about the same age as these kids. And he's considerably younger, so I'm wrong. Okay, so Miracle is about the same age as that, so he's got to be... I'm wrong somewhere here. 3 generations ago, 5 spheres still comes in. Miracle Jr. is said to be the world famous and gets top billing. Miracle Jr. is on the notable Roottrees list of your evidence. He will be marked in the chart with a star. Okay, so Miracle Jr. is on a star. Miracle Roottrees. Miracle III and his wife Nicole. Okay. So one of these has a star, and I got that wrong. But he's like the youngest, so it's not... So he's got to be Miracle Jr., which I'm guessing is this one. So that takes that one off. So he's got to be Miracle Jr., so then he would have Miracle the third. Let's see. I guess a preacher would be right. Special events, 68th year on God's earth, and it was wife Nicole. Okay. So Nicole, we don't know which one. Okay, we'll come back to that. Miracle Jr. I'm gonna say he's a preacher too. I'll bet money, because I'll bet money he was a first. Bingo. Okay, that's what it was. I got it wrong. Okay, got that one. Okay. Causal Sarah, Danielle Franks, Walter Forsyth. Booyah. Oh, who did I find? I got some more info.
You're on a roll.
Yep.
I'll try to keep that momentum going. Carl's office was a mess, thanks to some burst pipes.
That's a convenient coincidence.
But I unearthed a photo from a 1970s Roottrees reunion. I also found some important-looking papers.
Okay.
You've traced 9 blood relatives so far. I'll have more to share after you find 9 more.
Whew, okay. Let me go back here. Okay, so we're getting somewhere. So I did get that right. It's nice to know. Okay, so he's gotta be... right? Or unless, no, wait a minute, I'll bet money that's him in that picture. I bet that's him as a little boy. Hang on a minute, let me find this. Is he in here? Did I take a picture? I did not. Okay. So, let me put him down. He's got to be another one, since they have the rainbow connection there. Miracle the Third. And his wife, Nicole, but I don't know who. Every 20 years, so they hold a big reunion. 70s, from the 70s. Carl's the teenager in the middle. Okay, so that's Carl. That, honest to God, looks like a picture of my dad or his brother from the 70s. I'll find a picture and post it on here, because that's like their hair down to a science. Okay. There are also knowledge include Bonnie, next president, Guy, Hudson, Ernie Jr., Caroline, blah, 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 Miracle Jr., which has to be him. Okay, we'll come back to this here in a minute. Let me see. What is this? To Carl and Brenda, I'm sorry that we were unable to attend the funeral. Ernie. Enclose a Shiva candle identical to ours if you'd like to pay respects. So it's so. Are they Jewish? Debbie. Okay. A Shiva candle. If I'm saying that wrong, please correct me. Stephanie Jones for senior. Let's see. Stephanie Jones. On the back is an excerpt from a newspaper of Butler County Times. Stephanie may have grown up in an unconventional family, to say the least, but in her words, she's still full of love. And now, love is our future. Here a note says, Carl, I know we don't see eye to eye when it comes to the candy company, but if you could talk to your girls about putting out a statement supporting Stephanie, she could use the publicity your daughters bring. Don't let our conflict spread. CM. Interesting. Okay. Here's a bonus. When I pulled the water damage picture of the free spirits out of the frame, this fell out too. Couldn't make the reunion wishing you all Gwen and the boys. Okay. So that's Gwen and her sons. Okay. Okay, so those are her sons. We know that. Okay, we'll come back to that here in a minute. So this is not Gwen, but we will take that because that's got to be her and her boys. Now, I don't know what order her boys come in, but I'll bet money. Is that him? It's got to be him. Okay. So he's got to be Miracle, right? If he's... And then he... does not say. Miracle had 2 kids. Odd. But we'll figure that out here momentarily. And one of these is Sam. Now, I can't remember where Sam fits in. So she's got 2 kids. So hang on a minute. Where are we? Okay. Gwen and the boys. Film school. I'm guessing he's the older one. I'm guessing this one's the older one and this one's the younger one. Hold on a minute. I have a picture of Carl. Which Carlo is like my uncle's middle name. Where's... Here we go. We want Carl, right? Where'd he go? There you go. Carl. We probably need a... Well, we gotta unlock him first. So that's Carl Roottrees. So we got that. Let's see here. Where are we? Getting about that time. Okay, hang on a minute. Let me go back over here. I guess I'm just going based on height, which I shouldn't do, but he does look older. So we got those 2. I don't know their kids' names and who he's married to. Carl Roottrees, CEO. Okay, he's a lawyer. She was an author. Clark Rafferty. We don't know, right? He's a preacher. Let me go back. Careful. Of the Miracles Roottrees. Let's see. Her Miracle was younger. Birth late. The final. 23 and 18. Let me see something here. Miracle third. Okay. Let's look at this. Elias and Gwyneth. Michael Roottrees. Elias and Gwyneth. He's got to be a preacher too. Unless... Was he a preacher? We'll find out. He's gotta be... Unless that's Miracle and that's Miracle Jr. Because he would be younger. Maybe that is him. Hold on a minute. Let me see something. Because he's got sunglasses on. We don't know. I'll bet that's it. Does he have on a... I'm looking at the wrong one. Carl's in the middle. Carl! That's gotta be Stephanie. Because she's here too. Well, no, maybe not. I just saw curly hair and that was on me. one too good to make an appearance was Gwen, so that's not Gwen. Okay. Gwen did not make this picture. Who's this then? Red. That's a red herring, so that doesn't matter. Jim Roottrees. And Carl Roottrees. So who's this again? Carl and Brenda attend the funeral. Okay, so they couldn't attend the funeral. I guess that's Ernie. So Ernie and Debbie. Why do I know the name Debbie? Okay, Miracle Richie, and then that's gotta be the third. That's gotta be it. Okay, so he's married. His wife Nicole, but we don't know. Let me see something here. I need to find my back of my mouse, and I'm probably gonna get to a stopping point here because I've been searching a hot minute, so let's see. Good lord, I cannot spell for shit. Nothing. Okay. Carl and Jim. Let's look up Diamond LaRue. Chart with a star. Did I spell it wrong? I didn't spell diamond right because, let's see here. Hasn't made an appearance since 1996. There we go. Cherry Tree, and then Song of Laughter. This is how we used to have to do research back in the day. What am I missing here? Sound of Laughter. Jesus. Find picture of its cover. It doesn't appear to be very successful. And the vocals. Okay, so let's see what I missed here so far. Where am I? Here we go. Let's see.
There blazed a spark of light that ever brightly shone, from her starting days imparting wisdom to conquer life unknown. Though someday she'd depart in part, I'd never be alone. In my heart I'll always be the son of...
Interesting. Though diehard fans say it was a return to the forum, so hard to find in stores that some fans have restored to selling cassette bootlegs of it. Sell the album, but okay. Okay, nothing. Okay. Did I find anything else? Okay, so he's one of these stars on here. I don't know which one. Where is he? He's a notable. Which one's... Would he... Well, I guess he's one that starred, so hold on a minute here. It's gotta be this one, because it's the only one that's got a star. So would that be Jim? Where'd he go? I guess that would make sense. Singer? Well, no, it'd be musician, would it not? Musician. Bingo. Got it. And then I could do Diamond LaRue real quick. Cool, so I did get it right. So somewhere along the line... Booyah. Was he right? I was right. Okay, so cool. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So I got another one with James. Do I not? No, I don't. We'll find him later. But we do know Diamond LaRue. And I do have a picture of her, so we have that at least, and then we'll find more on Jim later. Okay. So his dad... Okay, so he's a cousin of Carl's. No, he wouldn't be the 5th president, would he? How am I missing this? I don't know. We'll come back. So that's really weird. Okay. So, this seems like a good place to stop. I've been playing a good minute. So I'm going to leave this one off here. We'll come back and play later, and then we'll continue on with our search here. This is interesting. I like how this is set up, like doing the research. So far, so good. Let me know what you think about it down in the comments below. So for now, thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to chomp down that like button. If you did like it, leave a comment down below with any other game suggestions that you'd like to see from me. Share this channel with your friends, and subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already to see other videos that I've done. And we'll see you all in the next one.